Hi, I'm Dave, the host and creator of Dopey, the podcast on drugs, addiction, and dumb shit. Everyone has been saying I should start making YouTube videos, so I figured I'd start with something I know nothing about, the daily reflections. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but I know it's gonna be great. Trust me.
Good morning, Dopey. Galaxies glow. Your favorite podcast. Now a YouTube show.
Good morning, Dopey, and welcome to Good Morning, Dopey. And I'm Dave, and this is Good Morning, Dopey, a show, a YouTube show affiliated with Dopey, the podcast on drugs, addiction, and dumb shit. In this month, this show, whatever we're doing here, we're looking at daily reflections. This month is November. The daily reflections correspond to the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. The 11th step says, we sought through prayer and meditation to improve conscious contact with God as we understood them. Him. God is him, them, her, it, what, everything, I don't know. Anyway, the book tries to help us get through every day. And I want to make a disclaimer at the beginning of this thing, which is that we do not represent Alcoholics Anonymous. Good Morning Dopey has no affiliation with any 12-step group, denomination, public interest, or anything. We have no connection to the Daily Reflections except that I own this one. I actually bought it on Amazon and they shipped it to me. And I need to say, I am a heroin addict in recovery. I went through the 12 steps. I'm not going to say which fellowship I went through. We are making YouTube videos, and Howie, who's helping me make the videos, said, Dave, what could you do every day? And I was like, I don't know how. I never read the Daily Reflections. We could try that. So here we are trying the Daily Reflections out, trying to share what it says. I'm trying to understand what it says. I've never read it before, so I'm sure a lot of you have a lot up on me. And if you do, leave it in the comments. Subscribe, like the show, do all the YouTube stuff. If you are a Daily Reflections nut and I say something totally wrong, put it in the comments. If I say something good, put it in the comments. If you like the pink hat, put it in the comments. If you want to buy one, you Venmo me, Dopey Podcast. Anyway, here we go. November 20th, thy will, not mine. When making specific requests, it will be well to add to each one of them this qualification, if it be thy will. This is where we get into weird fucking places for me. Just even starting with thy will, not mine. And if I was going to translate thy will, not mine, it would be, it's not up to me what happens. I can't control the way the world goes. I can't decide if, I step on the fucking grasshopper by mistake or it hops its way into someone's sandwich, they eat it and die because they're allergic to grasshoppers. That is not my will. That is thy will. I ask I don't know if people are actually allergic to grasshoppers. If you're a really big allergy expert, put that in the comments as well. I ask simply that throughout the day, God place in me, that's a weird phrase. I ask simply that throughout the day, God place in me the best understanding of his will that I can have for that day, and that I be given the grace by which I may carry it out. As the day goes on, I can pause when facing situations that must be met and decisions that must be made and renew the simple request, thy will, not mine, be done. Which again is, it's not up to me. I cannot choose the way things happen. And this is where it gets a little bit weird, because when does your will align with thy will? Or when does your will align with the universe's will? And the sample understanding that I get from it is when I'm trying to do the next right thing, when my intentions are not particularly selfish or horrible, I am aligned with thy will. But the point is, we can only control what we can control, and even that we can barely control. I must always keep in mind that in every situation I am responsible for the effort and let God be responsible for the outcome. Now, I like that a lot. It's like the pitcher, right? The major league pitcher, not the pitcher, but the pitcher. It's like the pitcher is only responsible for his form, his wind up, the way he holds the ball, the tension, and his release. And once he lets go of the ball, it's not up to him where it's going to go. It's going to go where it's supposed to go. And if his form is correct, strike. So that's what this is about. If you do the next right thing, chances are good shit comes back to you. And I remember there was a great book that I read in my formative stoner days. It was called Zen in the Art of Archery, and they used the same metaphor, but with an archer. The archer holds the bow, and he cannot will the arrow into the bullseye. He can only control his end, and then the results are his preparation, his care, and then thy will, if you will, right? I like this one. Howie, you like this one?
Sure.
He likes this one. Howie's a total agnostic, atheist, Jewish normie. He doesn't care about God or any of this stuff, but I know he knows I'm onto this one, right? You're not going to say anything?
I said sure.
Great. All right. He instills a lot of confidence in me. Okay. I can let go and let God by humbly repeating, thy will, not mine, be done. See, I don't want to repeat that. Thy will, not mine. Maybe I will now that I get it in my head that thy will just means it's not up to me. And I think thy will, not mine, be done is better to repeat than it's not up to me over and over. I'd sound crazy. It's not up to me. That's what I say to my kids. It's up to your mother. It's not up to me. Patience and persistence in seeking his will for me will free me from the pain of selfish expectations. Now that is a great ending. I'm going to read that again. Patience and persistence in seeking his will for me. And another way to say that is to relax, to not need to control every outcome, to not need to get what I want every time that I want it, will free me from the pain of selfish expectations. It will make it easier for me not to need this shit that I don't really need to make me feel better about myself. That's it. That's November 20th. Please join our YouTube channel, subscribe, write what you thought about that. If you're comfortable with the phrase, thy will, not mine, if this helps you at all, if you think I'm a heathen, put it in the comments. Stay strong, Dopey Nation, and fucking toodles for Chris. We'll see you tomorrow.